back to another episode of Davidson Outlast. Today I'm going to talk about a really important topic. It's about starting a business with no income. Now, before I get started, how many of you don't already have money when you start your business, or you want to start but you just don't have many ways to come up with any money? Yes, myself. When I first started my e-commerce business, it was a very big challenge for myself. Before I went to Latin America for my eventually successful e-commerce venture, I did an app business in Canada and I lost lots of money. So what happened was, when I started this e-commerce venture, I didn't really have too much money to begin with. Now, today I would like to introduce 5 important concepts on how you can also start a very successful business but with barely minimum money. Now, let's get started. The first one is people. Now, lots of folks feel that when they start a business, they need to just hire employees or workers to make, and they believe this makes them feel like doing business. Oh, I have to hire people, get workers, right? Isn't that what it's about to start a business? That's completely wrong. Start your business, try not to hire anyone to begin with. Now, instead, you do need help, and this is when a partner becomes very important. Try to get someone who can come in and bring different kind of skill sets compared to yourself. An example is, if you graduate as an IT, in IT, what happens is, when you start a business, you can try to bundle your already existing IT skills with someone with a business background, say accounting, accounting, finance, and also marketing. These are the people who will really help you to convert your skill set from the IT skill sets straight into money. Because one of the mistakes that I committed when I started my app business a couple years back was the fact that I had 3 other friends who also brought in the IT skill set, same as myself. The problem was, we didn't have the business background, and because no one could really give us the notification that we were running short of cash flow, and our app business quickly ran downhill after about 1.5 years before we had to close it. That is why bringing in a partner who have different skill sets is going to really help you. And this partner, because he or she is assumed that they will get the shares of your company, and that's exactly why they wouldn't cost you a cent, because you are supposed to build this whole business together as a joint venture, and eventually they will and do get paid once your business becomes successful. Basically, you find someone that's willing to gamble with you. If you're looking for people who don't even want to gamble this with you, why you want to pick them? Now, another important point I want to talk about is, there's certain positions that you definitely look to outsource instead of just hiring people and pay them a monthly salary. The reason being is that outsourcing people, that basically saves you time, mainly because they already have the existing skill sets available, and also you just have to pay them a one-time fee only to get something done. An example is, lots of if you're a company that contributes to the IT industry, what happened is, and you don't have the accounting ability, meaning doing the payrolls for other people. What happened is, lots of time these IT companies or whatever companies it is, they look for that to outsource the accounting aspect of the business to some other accounting companies, and that is one way to help you to save on that monthly payroll in the long run. Second point, location. Some business owner feels that they should have a physical location when they start a business. And in fact, this is a really wrong assumption. You don't really need a physical store or location to start a business. Now, instead, when you don't really have any money to begin with, don't even think about a dedicated physical space for yourself. But instead, whoever you're partnering up with, just get them to go to the coffee shop day in and day out. Basically, just morning, 8 a.m., start working at the coffee shop, and then just keep working until you get the cash flow before you even think about having an office space. So you don't really need a dedicated physical space to begin with. Marketing. Now, in the past, lots of people prefer to put in lots of money on TV ads or even like billboards in order to generate the ads that they believe will make them famous. Now, unfortunately, going to the TV channels or those billboards are very, very, very expensive. Now, in the era of social media, actually, you can do everything for free. What happened is, in my e-commerce business, we do at least 4 or 5 posts every single day on Facebook, WhatsApp, just to get our words out. There are different kinds of messages you can send to people. You can send videos, you can send a text, you can do even like a Facebook live show. There are various ways of getting your words out to your clients. TV ads or billboards are already things of the past, and the most important thing is that social media nowadays is the best way to get your words out. Products. People prefer to store like the physical products in the warehouse, and the problem is for physical products, there's typically an expiry date, and once your expiry date is up, your product are over, mainly because you can't really sell them anymore. That happens a lot with any like food products, any health products, etc., etc. Now, what happened is, in my previous lessons, I talked about the way how products now, they can be very, very different in the past. An example is, when I'm showing this YouTube video to you right now, I'm actually selling my ideas about business to you in a digital format through YouTube. And lots of people from different parts of the world can access it at any time, even though the days when I'm not present. And these products, this digital video can never expire. And this is exactly the difference between selling physical products such as like food or even like any health or cosmetic products versus digital products. That is why choosing the product types to sell is essential for your profits and the survival of your business. Now, last but not least, as for products, audiences ask me, what's the best way to avoid all the kind of physical labor work when you start a business? Well, that actually ties back in to your mode of doing business. Now, if you choose some kind of a service, like say consulting or acting as an advisor, and your product is basically to give advices to other companies, basically that you have a really huge tactical advantage here, mainly because as an advisor or a consulting company, you can charge a really high fee to add value to products that are already existing. And also the most important thing is, by skipping to work with people who don't already have like a producing capability, you're skipping all of those heavy labors. So that is exactly why businesses like consulting and giving advices, those can produce very high value, and at the same time leveraging the skills to get a really good profit. Now today I talk about 4 points. For your business, you don't really need to pay anyone to start with, because it's assuming that you have a very good vision to get good partners who are willing to gamble this business venture with you. Bring in people with different skill sets, and they will bundle your skill sets and have a successful business with you in the long run. Point number 2, you don't need a physical location. Go to a coffee shop or like a co-working space. Just keep working until you get cash flow. Point number 3, marketing. Social media nowadays is the go-to trend. Don't waste your money or spend too much money on doing like any traditional advertisement tools like TV ads or billboards. Last but not least, the type of your business and the products that you offer are very important. You don't want to waste lots of your cash, your startup cash, on like a really expensive product and knowing that you don't have enough cash flow to wrap it up.